Good morning, students. Thank you so much for your diligent efforts during class today, even in my absence. You should be in your reference booklet looking at this page, circles, circumference, and areas. This is one of my absolute favorite lessons. We're going to skip a little bit of the fun stuff. Next week, when we have our review day, we'll come back to some of that fun stuff. So we're just going to go over the extremely simple basics today, like that's circumference, and that's area. Now, C and AC, often they will give you this equation for circumference. Circumference equals 2 pi r. That is never see me use that because it is with the area equation. Circumference it's simplistic, it's clean, it also goes with the song. All right, now here's the test of the truly invested student. Sing with me. C, D pi, I, C, D pi. C, D pi, I, C, D pi. Apple pie is really, really good. Apple pie is really, really good. Try it again. C, D pie, I, C, D pie. C, D pie, I, C, D pie. Apple pie is really, really good. Apple pie is really, really good. And so on it goes. I'll help you. And is really, really good. Now using that, we're going to do a couple problems together. Calculators handy. We're going to just okay. Now you ask what you need for the conference. Really great. Thank you. Problem is, there's nothing there. But let's look at what you do have. Around the school, be a square. That's 10. Ready? Can you feel that? Yeah. Come over here. Equals 3 pi. We simply 10 pi. We check for units. There's no units provided, so we units. Circumference equal to our units is units. Now to get the decimal version, you're simply going to do 10 times on your calculator and round it to the nearest second decimal place. So that's going to be 3.3. 3.14 units. Now come down here. All we need is test to run. The whole thing is 10, radius 5. The parentheses. So my area is going to be 25 pi. And units, and it's second dimension, so it's square. So there is our area. And to get it to the decimal version, 25 times pi is mine. And we get 38. And that's going to be units squared. Why is this singular units? Because circumference is only one length. Circumference is merely length. Whereas area is two dimensions. It is length plus width. And that is area. Okay, that's it for your reference booklet. Go to today's lesson. We're going to skip some of the fun pages. We'll come back to those when I come back. Let's go straight to our two examples here. So we're going to skip this fun stuff. Yes, including the cookies. We'll do that when I get back. And this interesting page. We're going to do two teacher examples, and then you have a team problem. Let's finger track and read. I'd like you to put your finger right there. I'd like you to read that aloud to yourself. Now go. Okay, let's go back and highlight now the key phrases and all numbers. We have a circle. It has an area, 125 meters squared. What is the circumference? In pi form. So it's best to draw everything out here. And we're going to start with a circle. That's simple enough. And let's shade that circle. Why am I shading it? Because we're getting on the brain that already have. We're being asked to find circumference. Go ahead and write out the equation for circumference because that's what we want. Let's physically trace circumference. The easiest way to do this is, since we're dealing with area, write down your area equals square. So right underneath, the only thing we need for circumference is the diameter. Problem is we haven't been given the diameter. So let's see what we can do. This is that. The only thing we need to solve for is the radius. That's what we are working with. Let's solve together. I'm going to start by trying to isolate the radius by dividing by. Don't bother using 3.14 because it's simply cancels. The opposite of squaring is square rooting. The opposite of squaring is not dividing by 2, it's square rooting. And give you 10 seconds. I'd like you to find the square root of 125 on your own. You're probably freaking out because it's a decimal. I don't want you to look at decimal. Radical form. We end up with 5 times 25, 5 and 5. So our radius comes out, you have 5 root 5 of our radius. Why am I using that form? That means decimal. So come over here, we want a diameter. The problem is, given the radii, so circumference equals 2 times 5 root 5 times 5. Let's work this out. Circumference equals, only the outies talk to the outies, 10 root 5 pi. Let's check for units. In centimeters, not squared, 1 dimension. You are done. Now I'd like you to take just a moment, and when I actually grade your homework, I'm going to be looking for this. I want you to write a very short phrase or sentence to yourself. What are you want to remember by doing this problem? I'm going to wait just for about 30 seconds here. 2 key things I want you to remember about a problem like this. Alrighty, let's come down here. One more problem together. I'd like you to put your finger right there. I'd like you to read this out loud as I explain. Yes, I actually want your lips moving. Ready? Read. Now go back. Let's filter. Highlight the key concept. We're given the circumference of the south rose window of the Chartres Cathedral in France, and it is 84.56 meters in length. We're being asked the total area window. Always start by writing your corresponding equation. Given the circumference, we want the area, so let's start by writing C pi, I C D pi, C D pi, I C D pi. Apple pie is really, really good. Apple pie is really, really good. We are given the length of the circumference as that going total that is 34.56 meters. We want the area. The area, of course, is the answer. The only thing that is the rate we're not getting. So always start with what you do have. We have the circumference. Let's make those equivalent. We're going to solve for our diameter. Our diameter by itself, so divided by pi. Now, since I have to use that diameter to get something else, we're going to use the decimal version of pi. So when you're calculating, start with 34.56. You're going to divide by your pi, please. And since I normally tell you round to the second decimal, check for units, meters. Now remember, the only thing you need for area is the radius. Be careful, you put 11 there. What you just found is having box dimensions of the window. So to get the radius, first, it is half. So we're going to take 5.5 here and square it. So our area is going to equal 30.25 pi. Check for units, it's meters squared, or get it into a decimal version. Second decimal place, 95.03. And of course, it's meters squared. So there is close to 100 square meters worth of length for that rose window in the Chartres. French students, you can pronounce that a lot better than mine. Chartres, is that how it's pronounced? Cathedral in France. All right, students, this next page you're going to do as a team. So if you're ahead right now, just pause and work anywhere you want on the worksheet till all your team members are done with the video. And this you're going to work with your quad mates, and extra credit is at stake. The sub has permission to potentially offer you extra credit, being if you show all your work as a team and you can explain the problem.